Well, hello and welcome to the very first Beyond the Ink podcast, where Disney's Lorcana game comes alive through cards that we absolutely love and stories that we'll share, even though you might just have to sit and listen to us because we like it so much. So, I'm your host, Jen, and today is just a super special episode because not only is it the launch of the newest set of Lorcana Arcazia Island, it's also my birthday. 29. We're going on I think the 10th anniversary of that, but we'll be fine. But joining me today is Chandler. He's actually the team captain of InKnights, and together we're really diving into the magical waters of Arcazia Island. So whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your journey, just strap on in as we explore the depths of this new set, uncover the good, the bait, and what's on the horizon for Lorcana players everywhere. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. I'm so excited. It's going to be a trove of insights as we unwrap this new set. Chandler, how's your excitement level about this set?
My excitement level is just through the roof. There are plenty of cards to actually be excited for. Let's just jump straight in.
I love it. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so first thing we have our Arcazia Island. So before we jump into cards, do you have anything that you just like your overarching, is this a good set? Are we happy about it? Are we not? Are you just really?
No, this set is definitely one to, I think, well, first off, the first thing that comes to mind is we actually get like good cards. There's nothing like OP or like overall meta breaking, I don't think. But there's obviously a few cards that let's just say it definitely strengthens
Maybe
some
a certain
decks.
color, like maybe one in particular. I don't know.
Sapphire.
Ruby.
But
Ruby
anyway,
Summer.
uh, but anyway,
Yeah, it's a
yes,
bit of
that's
a pain point, for sure. So, for me, yeah, I definitely think that there's a handful of good cards. I'm kind of in the wrap up. I'll talk about where I think the value of that goes. There's definitely going to be some chase cards, and one of my featured cards today that also has an enchanted. Spoiler alert. But yeah, so let's just go ahead and get started in a couple cards. So we're gonna try to keep these podcasts a little bit short and sweet. So like as best as we can, like maybe 45 minutes. So a nice little lunch break pod, but hopefully we'll get these out a little bit more frequently. And we do have some special guests lined up. So I'm really jazzed for that. So let's jump into Chan, your favorite cards here.
Okay. So which one are we going to start with? The
Start with
two
Pete,
I have.
which
Start with Pete. Yes, excellent. So let me get a quick note pulled back up here. So Pete space pirate. So the first thing, let me just be completely honest. This card was not actually even on my radar up until recently within testing. Um, so I was doing pretty well with early testing and in our private channels. And I think I'd only lost like maybe just 2 games at best, or at worst, sorry. And then fellow teammate Ruben comes along, and he's been working on a Emerald Steel deck. So I didn't expect it. He dropped this thing. He shifted it on a Pete. I instantly knew I was cooked because he also had a Smee out. So that's what. And after that, I just kept thinking, man, this card is just incredible. And I don't see a lot of people talking about it. So let's just read it as
and I will say,
just the
who
card.
was it that I saw today? Somebody posted on Twitter today. I'll have to look while you're reading it out. That was like, dude, this is the spice. So you read the card, and I'll look into it. See who it was today.
Oh yeah, it's definitely the spice. So Pete Space Pirate is a 6-cost inkable. So already pretty good. Shift 4, Frightful Scheme. While this character is exerted, opposing characters cannot exert or can't exert to sing songs, and your pirate characters gain resist 1. Now, he is also a pirate and counts as this, so he gets resist 1 as well. So imagine this. All steel decks by default have Smee and have Pete, the referee. So the line obviously is, play your turn 1, whatever that may be. There's not really an established turn 2 Smee, turn 3 Pete, It locks them out of any actions, and then you shift this on turn 4. Smee doesn't take any damage while questing. He gets resist 1. Also, this peak gets resist 1, and any other, like the opposing side cannot exert to sing songs. So they're locked out of that.
So I just looked. It was Lore Gaines that said it today. So, like, obviously, a lot of our team members are following the Spice of Pete. I think we'll see it. I mean, we're early. It'll be early days. All of us are going to CCS, so super excited for that. That's coming up end of the month in Stone Mountain. So if you're interested or if you're local to the scene and want to come check it out, that's Charlie's Collectibles Showcase in Stone Mountain, Georgia. And I believe it's March 22nd and 23rd. So I'm sure we'll see this. I don't think we're going to see a lot of green steel. I love to be surprised. Although my understanding is like Georgia has always been traditionally like a green steel Ruby Amy state, right? Is that right?
It's a lot of Ruby Amy, but now everything's shifted away from that. A lot of the big Ruby Amethyst players are kind of jumping ship.
Yeah,
so, I was
before one of them. So were you. So was some of
me
our
as
teammates.
me as well.
We kind of jumped ship last set. I tried to make it work. I don't know. We'll see. We'll come back. We'll come back stronger. But yeah, Lore Gaines was saying that was a spice. I think we'll see it. I don't think it's that great. I mean, so we'll kind of get to this, but I mean, what I think the meta is going to be like week 1, week 2 with some of these bigger events. So even if you don't go to Charlie's Collectible Showcase or any of these big box tournaments, if you're any kind of competitive or you're just trying to learn how to like build a deck, these are what you watch to kind of see where the meta is going on what you might come up against in set champs. So like watching the lists that are coming out of these things are really, really important because it helps us see like what's going to happen. And with no DLCs on the horizon, last I heard, or anything announced, this and our good buddy Wonderland's Luke's ICL, which we're part of, that's where you watch. So if you aren't familiar with the ICL, it's Illumineer's Champion League. Go over there and follow Luke. Is it Wonderland or Wonderland? I'm probably pronouncing this wrong, but it's VVONDERLAND. So Wonderland.
Every time I see it, I get it like a German vibe. Wonderland.
Wonderland. Yes. Oh, that's what I should do. But yeah, jump over to his channel. Those are some great guys, and they stream competitions every single week. Our team's really fortunate enough to play, and just great teams and great individuals you get to watch. And they talk you through the plays too a lot of the time, so that's also nice to see. So kind of going back to Pete, I don't know. I think it's a bait card. I could be totally wrong. I'm currently testing blue steel right now, but like when I think about kind of what I was saying, the meta I think is going to be really heavy Ruby Sapphire, which doesn't need actions to really do much because they have the Sapphire Quill, which we'll talk about. They have Baby Sisu, they have Medusa, they have insert whatever here, Big Sisu, that can do damage without having to use a song. So like most of them are only running 2B preps. And even then, like they would have Big Sisu sing them just to kind of help get stuff on the board. But I think this is just going to really impact Steel Song, which I think Diggy Diggy Hole's still a thing, but like traditional Steel Song, I don't know. TBD if we see much of that. I've tested a few versions. There's a couple fun ones out there, but nothing that I think has got any legs right now. So I'll be excited to see. But that's why I don't think this card is the greatest in this set. If this card existed last set, would have totally changed how things functioned for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, prove me wrong. I was a green steel player for multiple sets.
Now don't get me wrong. Because of Coil, which we will discuss, it does complicate this. Because it could just easily drop it down, then you can remove it, and it's no problem. But Ruby Sapphire is its own beast and animal. That's that.
Yeah,
if you're playing anything else against the field, I think this is going to do good.
Yeah, and he's harder to kill for certain decks, depending on what version they're running into. But I mean, as far as the piece of can exert to sing, I don't know. Hard casted, I guess, and that would sting. It'll affect like a lot of those small aggro piles that are still like it would affect.
Steel Song will struggle.
Yeah, I mean, and maybe you have like an amethyst steel that might have an issue, but honestly, in the early aggro days, like if you can stop it before it establishes, that card really doesn't matter as much because you're just turning sideways anyway.
Exactly.
At that point, I don't know, and you're bouncing, right? So like, Mim and a crab can do some damage there. So I don't know.
Oh yeah. Wow.
But speaking of amethyst steel. because my boy Chan's been running this for a hot minute. I think you're running a few things. I just played against
Uh,
another teammate that was testing this last night, but both of you kind of have a
there.
thing for this giant cobra.
I think a lot of people are having a thing for this giant cobra. It is obviously probably one of the more talked about cards. If you haven't seen it, where have you been? Where have you been?
And where have you been if you haven't seen Chan's hand drawn snake cards?
Oh yeah, well, they're put up.
So I'm just gonna
Anyway,
read this really quick. It's giant cobra. Oh my gosh, ghostly serpent. Yeah. It's a 3 cost and it has 4/4. Which holy cow, the power on that. It's got Vanish, which Vanish is a new ability this set that I think we're going to see a lot more of in Jafar's Return that comes out the next set. I think this is just like the early establishment of that. So I don't think it's really going to come into play right now. Like you're not going to see a lot of combos of that come in. So, but then it goes for 1 lore, it quests for 1 lore, but it says mysterious advantage. When you play this character, you may choose and discard a card to gain 2 lore. Which, I mean, that 2 lore, especially
it,
sometimes with an Amy, especially Amy Steel deck, can make a big
it's
difference. Yeah.
it you can go from like you mentioned, I have been testing it. It was the first thing I started testing. Uh, it's just insane, especially if you have a bounce like a snake or a fox and you got enough ink to do this. You can just go from like 10 lore and then get to 20 just so dang quickly.
I just
Uh,
think the Raven or Ravensburger, I never say it right. The Ravensburger developers for not over oh, frozen a little bit.
Ravens, Ravensburger.
Yep. For
Oh,
not
oh,
overpowering Emerald
technical
this set.
difficulties.
Oop, better. Yep. For
Yep,
not
I think we're good.
for not I this scares me because I hate Go-Go. I'm still a little traumatized by that stupid card. And that combined with this, where it's like oftentimes because Go-Go, it's 2 to play, 2 to activate the ability, so that's 4. And how many times I've played against it now since I've been traumatized, where they just were shy 1 lore. So it's like, oh my gosh, if you could drop a Go-Go and then drop this snake, holy cow. However,
Hmm.
so far, I don't think that Green Amy is going to be as prevalent as it kind of was creeping up to be so far. So I think it's a little bit stalled. So hopefully
Well, another thing.
for my sanity, um, otherwise I'll just be triggered at some event because I see a snake go combo on me. But that's fine.
Well, don't, yeah, well, this the Cobra they're not going to be able to play in an Emerald deck because purple
Oh,
steel.
purple steel. Ha! Look at that details.
Yep.
I should have paid more
So
attention. Colorblind.
so they'll you'll still get the snake though with the Go-Go. It's just not the Jafar snake. You get them out of Mim snake.
And that's fine. I'm glad that you just said that because I was sitting here thinking this whole time that I was going to have some sort of like trauma
Oh no,
from that combo.
no,
Ah,
no!
well,
Thank
good.
God, thank God. Anyway, yeah, if you don't know about the giant cobra, go wake up, go outside, touch some grass.
and
You'll see
check
something about it.
and check it out. Well, so with that being said, I'm not going to really be touching grass. I'm going to be touching some sand because a new favorite crab has cropped up, and that's in the Tamatoa Happy as a Clam. They now call Tamatoas Tommies. It took me a minute, like in chat. Like it's so funny all like the nicknames that come up. So if you aren't playing actively and you kind of walk in, oh, there's the crab. He's so cute. Chandler has a good crab.
Dumb crab. Yep. Dumb
This
crab.
card is broken.
Again,
I
yeah.
I've heard people say this card shouldn't have printed. However, it does. It only has 5 willpower, so that makes me feel like. But so it costs 6. It doesn't shift, which I don't know that you're gonna play like the drab little crab or something with it. I mean, anyway. But it is a 4/5, so 4 strength, 5 willpower. It quests for 2. When you play this character, you can return up to 2 items from your discard to your hand. And then whenever this character quests, you may play an item for free. If you see this card hit your opponent's board, you need to banish it forthwith. It needs to go.
It definitely.
Because
Yeah, you don't need
they
to see
quest
this
and there's
crap.
a dime and then it's bad.
Bye bye.
And yeah,
Luckily, it does die to Zeus like that. So
yeah, it does die. I mean, that's some. I don't know. I'm not running a zoo, so I'm a little bit more scared of it. I don't know. It's a
you.
great card. I mean, I've tested it. I don't know anyone that's on a Sapphire deck that hasn't tested it or isn't actively playing it. It really changes. I mean, you're seeing a lot of binges in any steel deck. There's gonna be more steel decks, I think, than ever to combat the Ruby Amy wildfire that I think we're about to see. However, you can pull them right back. So that is tough. I don't know. And in some ways, like you can stall them, which I think is important. But then there's a way for them to get it back. And being able to quest and then play an item for free, especially if they happen to have a diamond hand, that is painful. That's painful.
Yeah. The Ruby Sapphire item decks, especially, they're just gonna be able to like empty their hands with these things. So yeah,
I
like
mean,
you
because
said, it needs to
you're
die.
at 6 ink by turn 4.
Mm-hmm.
So depending on how they're establishing their board, I mean, they're getting that out when a lot of other decks, are just now playing their Cobra. So you don't really have, it's tough. It's a tough one.
They ramp up and get this thing out quickly. You just need to be ready for it. You'll probably I keep going back to the Zeus. You'll probably start seeing 4 of Zeus's because Sapphire Steel's going to be a thing again because of this. Or actually, maybe you will see Sapphire Steel pushing in top tournaments now, is my opinion. Whereas before it may not have been as prevalent, but that's how strong Sapphire has gotten this set, or will get this set.
For sure. I mean, and speaking of Sapphire getting stronger, the second card that I have up here is the Sapphire Coil. So this is an item. It costs 2. And during your turn, whenever you put a card in your inkwell, you may give chosen character -2 strength this turn. So here's the thing. There's not a limit. So if a Sapphire player is shockingly running a coil or they're running sails, they can pew multiple cards, and depending on what it's comboed with. So if it's a Ruby Sapphire player, they can literally, if you're on the other side of this, they can ink quill and baby Sisu your crab.
Yep.
And it has happened to me many of time. It's brutal.
Our other teammate Torok, she was able to baby Sisu my Maleficent Dragon because of that blasted thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just think
it's
about
painful.
that.
Yeah, I mean, the main decks I think we're going to see this in is going to be Ruby Sapphire and probably a Muses green, Emerald Sapphire bounce deck, which I think could be really cool. I did try that out this set a bit, got some reps in with it. I mean, it probably has some legs. We started seeing that last set where we really had like the Baja Blast kind of make a thing, which I don't know. I mean, I think we're going to see more of it. I don't think it's going to be a tier 1 deck.
You guys were on that deck for a hot minute, wasn't y'all?
We were all playing very different versions, and that kind of will lead us into our next card. I think it has some potential. Ward is really what you need to like move fast, especially if you're going against any of these Ruby Sapphire decks, which again, I think that's going to be a large portion of the meta. Locally for us, it's Ruby Sapphire Blue Steel. So big shout out to Lorcana Rogue. Eric, he has a really great Facebook page that is dedicated to giving like rogue decks or like even like, any of the underdogs, kind of like we're just rooting them on. So he always has some really cool ideas. And I always lean into like these fringe decks sometimes, because I'm like, oh no, I'm going to take the bad guy down. I'm going to be David, they're Goliath, and they're going down with this. And that just really, this set is going to be super difficult to find. I think it's at least in the first few weeks, month, until we get some of these bigger players finding ways to find the cracks. But without DLCs coming, unless they're participating in some of these smaller Winnipeg, we're not going to see that outside of the ICL, So like that competitiveness and how the meta really can develop heavily throughout a set, I am really nervous that we're not going to get the advantage of that this set, which is a major bummer. We also saw the exit of DeCandio as he got hired on by Ravensburger, which
Yep,
congratulations, man. Like super
big
well
congrats. Yeah.
deserved. Worst thing
Yep.
that's ever happened to Amber Steel players ever, but one of the best things that can probably happen for all of us Lorcana players because he is just super talented and just having, his mind and eyes on the future of Lorcana is super encouraging and really exciting because I don't think Tamatoa Happy as a clam would look the way it did had he been at Ravensburger before they pushed that out. Or maybe my sweet little squirrel would have lived. Rip Bucky. I still miss that little guy.
Let's no, that squirrel needed to die.
No.
That squirrel needed
No,
to
he
die.
did not. He's cute.
Most like when did the Candio get added on though? It was just
He
the
just
past few
announced
months,
it
wasn't
like within the month, I think. Super recent. Because he got to announce a card for Arcazia's Island, and he
That's
like
right.
did a sign off with it. He was like,
Oh,
"Hey,
so
bittersweet."
oh, I didn't know that he actually did. He get to work on Arcasia's Island a little
No,
bit, or
he
like
got
get
to
input?
announce a card on his stream.
Oh, okay. So okay, probably the next set will have he'll have more input.
Maybe I don't know because I think the next set's already done. So I don't know that we'll see his thumbprint until a few more sets, a few more sets because I think they work 3 to 5 out if not more. But there's hope.
It's good for us. It's good for us.
It's super good for us. Super bad for Amber Steel players, and he was such a quality deck builder. Oh my gosh, super talented guy. But there are lots of talent in our community
Could be
as a whole. So yeah.
It could be very good for Amber Steel players because now he's in there and he's like, "Aha! I see.
I
see you guys really like
yeah.
red, blue, but now I'm going to start slowly putting pieces together over here, and
It'll
4 steps from now, Amber Steel's just going to be unbeatable."
Maybe that will be what happens. Maybe we'll get some nods. Well, so kind of
Diggy
going back
Hole 2.
to our. Oops, go ahead. Sorry.
Diggy Hole 2 is coming.
Oh yeah,
Secret.
it's coming for sure.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So just kind of going back and talking about Emerald Sapphire. This card got announced, and I'm pretty sure every Discord, every comment section went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Like, holy smokes, this is going to be crazy. This is going to be an amazing card. And while I think it's really cool, it only, costs 3. It is uninkable. It allows each player to exert all the cards in their inkwell. Then each player with more than 3 cards in their inkwell returns cards at random from their inkwell to their hand until they have 3 cards in their inkwell. So I know we had a teammate that really heavily started building with this, trying to figure out how to make it work. And they're just mid results right now. I don't think it has the support to do a lot. I mean, now granted, if you get this out, and you're paired with Sapphire, so you have the ability to quill to a certain point. And if you have, enough to get back really quickly and then bend to my will, that's super nice. So if you can knock out their items, items somehow, and then, I don't know. I don't know how you're going to do that. Sort of like if you're hiding away, if you have a Wildcat out, which Wildcat really doesn't live much these days, but, and then you put this out. I don't know. It's a cool idea. However, again, it just isn't really working.
Especially if you're playing against it, because then you could just feel like, well, I know they're eventually going to use it, so I'm not too worried about inking this right now because most likely I'll be getting it back.
Right.
Or there's a chance or a good chance.
Nice. Yeah. That's what we were talking about yesterday. I was like, if you're already on your second run with them, you can probably strategize because you know that you're going to get stuff back. That's if they see it, but you feel a little less bad about it. But yeah, I feel like this card was getting really super hyped, and I just think it's fallen flat. So I'm sure we'll see it work, but it's so combo heavy specific, and I don't know what win con you'd have on the board that. I guess if you do it very end of the day, have an aerial out, if your board state's just really supreme and you're able to get this out, that totally could be a win con. I just don't know how that's going to happen. Could. There's some people that I'm sure have figured it out. I hope I don't play against them, but.
Yeah, me too. Because you would definitely need board control. Your opponents would. I feel like you would need board control with dominance, and then you hit your opponent with this, or this is the idea, I suppose, and they can't take out your guys, and you just safely quest, and then they struggle to take out your big guys that you got out there. So maybe that's the idea. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just don't like this card. I don't like it.
I don't like it, but I want it to work just to watch. It's, I mean,
Oh yeah, I'll
I was
watch.
never running, I never ran any geyser, but I was, kind of running a bend package. And you can't really run too many of them, like max two, just because that's a really heavy card to get stuck within your hand. But being
Mhm.
able to like bend relatively back to back on like a Ruby Sapphire player is like lights out. If you can, I mean, if you can hit them in the right spot and they can't refill quick enough. But it's still super slow. Like I wanted it to work so bad because I always have had like a love for Emerald cards. So we'll see. Maybe later this set my dreams will come true, or next set, I don't know. Although I'm pretty sure that Amethyst is going to get a lot of love. Like Amy Steele will be the deck of next set. Um,
Mm.
if
See,
Jafar has anything to do with it, I guess. Considering
yeah,
he's a big one.
that illusions are going to be a crazy thing. That new Jafar that's in the starter deck coming out. Uh,
Yeah.
just I I feel like the illusions are going to be what we all wanted the brooms to be. It's going to be an illusion deck instead of a broom deck. So
Yeah, I mean, and
anyway,
I'm excited for it. Like I'm excited for this new set. I'm a little disappointed in as much of the cards. Like Ursula's Return was such a good set. It had a lot of cards we're excited about. And
mm,
granted, this is my first TCG, so I kind of lean into a lot of these more experienced players that have seen a lot of similar cards in Magic that are talking through this. But um, even in like Shimmering Skies, and I don't know, like I'm woefully underwhelmed. I think this set. And maybe I'd love to be
uh,
wrong, especially considering the amount of inventory that I got because at our house we have me and my kiddo that play as well as my best friend and her son. So like for us to be able to stock up enough cards, especially to play competitively, it's an investment, but we love it. But I would love to be able to sell some singles to earn back my investment there.
oh definitely.
For
Uh,
sure.
I think the enchanted this set are actually going to
They're pretty.
be pretty. Oh, they're
Yeah.
beautiful.
Speaking of
They are.
our new Tamatoa has one, which I mean is already getting
Hmm.
pre-sold, on TCG players. So, uh,
Yeah, let's do a live update what that's up to right now. Let's see. So the Sleeping Beauty still sitting around, or the Aurora still sitting around $400.
which any
So,
quality princess is going to.
oh yeah, the princess tax, as
Hmm.
some of us call it. Wow, that bell has shot up too for some reason. Also
Belle's the
princess tax.
best. How much is she at?
Uh, let's see where. Oh, I lost her. I'm so sorry. I clicked on the Tamatoa, which has risen. It's gone up. Uh, the market price
Belle's
dropped,
my
but
favorite.
it's currently selling for almost $50 more than what it
Oh,
was.
geez.
So,
Yeah, I clearly I have Belle all over my office. My Matt's Belle. I have tons of baby bells all over my office, so I will be chasing that card. She hasn't really.
see,
I don't think she's gonna see a lot of play, but I'm gonna get the enchanted.
no, it's definitely the princess tax. Ah, I found it. $354.
Mm, I shall wait.
That is insane because I don't think that's what she was originally like. People were projecting.
I mean, it
It,
always kind of goes down the first week it comes out. The best
yeah,
advice is if you buy a bunch of cards opening day, sort them quick and bring them to go sell them as quickly as you can if you want to make your money back really quick. Because the prices go down once inventory kind of gets out into the marketplace. So, um,
well,
yeah.
I am hoping to pull the Glass Slipper, the Aurora, or the Tamatoa, and it looks like everybody out there, if you pull a Bell, you may be in big bucks too. So this is my price watch. I did one
This is
price
your
watch
price
video
watch.
one
I
time for
love
the
it.
yeah, I did
Thank
one
you.
price watch video one time for our community in InKnights, and haven't done one since. Here's my second one officially.
Awesome. Well, and speaking of community, we will be doing, we'll have different hosts every single week. We'll have different guests that kind of come up, but the goal is to have one of these at least out every single week. They will be a little bit more bite sized. So, we're sitting, I think, at about a half an hour now. But other than that, we would love to invite you to the InKnights community on Discord or on any of the social platforms. One of the reasons that InKnights is so important to me outside of the fact that I'm obviously part of that community is as a mom who plays with my kiddo. And this is my first TCG. I had a lot of questions, and our community is just so welcoming and helpful into how we do things. So super excited. And so please join us. We would absolutely love to have you join us in InKnights Gaming. And there is only one K. So INK NIGHTS. Oh my gosh, that was a spelling test.
Ooh, you did it.
Yeah, so
Capital K.
Yeah, hopefully I spelled it right. Yeah, and we'll put all this stuff in the show notes as well, so you have links to all of that. And we'll also be sharing, decks as they pop up. We have several really great cooks in the kitchen on our team that are sharing content, such as Luna, one of our players, and he's got some great stuff. So we'll share a lot of the handles of our teammates that are sharing some really great decks, and it'll be awesome. So yeah, check us out. Again, check the show notes, and we're really excited and thankful for you joining us today. Chandler and I are both parents, and we play this game, so a lot of the stuff that we talk about will really infuse that. So again, whether you're a new player or seasoned player, there will definitely be something for everyone, including, I'm sure, Disney trivia, which Shannon and I both really enjoy. And I'm hoping to have the next podcast, because I will be at Disney next week for celebrating my birthday and spring break. So super excited for that, and I'll be getting some cards signed by the characters. So
how are we going to do that? Are you just gonna do it live from like walk around the park right in the castle? That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Yeah,
I think so. Why not? I mean, like, it used to be win in Rome. It's a win in Disney.
I'm gonna be sitting here all sad. Just
I know, it'll be good. I'm excited. We're gonna bring some packs to kind of do some crack some packs for fun, because you have more luck when you're opening at Disney. Although all of my tests of that theory have not proven true yet, but I'm hoping this is the one. Yeah, this is the one. And then we also are going to do some pack rush with us and the kids, just to kind of have for fun, like just to play on the plane and when we get there. So we'll see. But yeah, so thank you again. Make sure you're checking your local events. There's going to be great pack rush or sealed events for this new set. That's a great way to learn the new cards. And also, upcoming events in your local area. One big one in our Southeast community is going to be, sorry, my dog is sneezing. Poor Cody. Southeast community with Charlie's Collectibles Showcase. So keep your eyes out there. For me, it was really hard to find tournaments. So again, we share those in our community as we see them throughout the country and world. We do have a lot of players that, hail from the UK and many of places. Yeah, all over. So drop a line if you have questions. We're always happy to find events. I struggle finding them in Melee sometimes. And now with Ravensburger switching over to a new platform, but they're definitely out there, and they're a great way to either play, connect with your community, or just watch, because this is the best community I've ever been a part of. So we're really glad to have you guys in it, and really glad to have you part of our new Beyond the Ink family and InKnights community. So thanks again, Chan, for joining with me today on this lovely birthday first episode. So
happy birthday.
Thank you.
And pleasure. I can't wait for next time.
Yeah, me too. Awesome. Well, thank you guys, and we will talk to you soon.